The U.S. soldiers leaking nuclear
The scale
secrets?
of this security breach was really unprecedented.
Admiral Mike Mullen said over the weekend that the United States has never been this close to nuclear war. Do you agree with him?
Yeah, I do.
There are nuclear weapons in Europe. They're not being kept safely.
They're in Italy, and they're in Germany, and Netherlands, and Belgium.
The only tool that it really took to discover this was a Google search.
I came across these flashcard websites.
The users had foolishly uploaded incredibly sensitive stuff to it without checking the privacy settings.
The more I delved into, the more and more flashcards popped up with information that seemed very, very secretive to me.
There's like one thread and you pull at it and then the whole tapestry kind of unravels.
One of the results that I came across was a Facebook page by a US service member who had posted a picture of his entire squadron.
It showed some people next to a bomb and, you know, the mind races, doesn't it? Who are these people? What is the bomb? Is it live?
My immediate reaction was, oh shit, this is something big. I'm Fouke Posma, and I'm an investigator for Bellingcat.
Hello, my name is Maxim Edwards, and I'm an editor at Bellingcat.
This morning, as the Ukrainian capital's attacked again, NATO kicks off nuclear training exercises in Europe.
One of the topics here in the Netherlands is the American nuclear weapons that are stationed here. The presence of US nuclear weapons throughout Europe is a public secret, but everybody sort of knows that they are here. And that really annoys me.
They don't confirm or deny the location of nuclear weapons at specific bases.
They said numerous times, the Cold War is over. This idea simply is not true.
The nuclear weapons that exist today are immensely more powerful than those that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
And that makes it only more important that we know what's at stake. And that's why I wanted to investigate this. One thing you do as an investigator is to learn the language of the subject you're investigating. And so my very first step was to go into a Wikipedia article about the military airbase here in the Netherlands where these nuclear weapons are stored and learn certain terminology. When I had this list of terms that I knew these people were using, I simply went to Google and combined them with Volkel, the name of the Dutch airbase. And almost immediately I came across these flashcard websites. Soldiers have to learn a lot in order to, effectively do your job.
Oh my God, bro. These motherfuckers, oh my God, dude. Dude, the leaking of like secret shit is so silly. It's like secret private military bases being doxxed by like dudes with Fitbits. You know what I mean? This is a real thing as well. If you remember, motherfuckers were using Fitbit as they ran around the military bases, which ended up doxing secret military bases that America had. It's like the same as, it was Strava, sorry. Whatever, Strava, Fitbit, same shit.
Job, meaning that they will also look for ways that help them study. So imagine you are using a physical flashcard, right? You write a question on one side, write the answer on the other one.
Pokemon Go made it a real problem when you could tell because of where stadiums were propping up on military bases.
Most of these apps also sync to websites because they want other people to find your study material.
They were online in the public domain because they had been uploaded to these flashcard apps, which in their default settings make your flashcards public.
So that's why they're so simple but so durable, because anyone can use them as a kind of memory aid.
But very quickly it delved into very specific knowledge that wasn't meant to be public. One of the terms was PAS, Protective Aircraft Shelter, which protects the aircraft that carry the nuclear weapons. Below
War Thunder players are once again posting military documents on forums. Wait, what? What happened? You may remember that one of the funny stories of 2022 was the way that War Thunder, an arcade online shooter featuring real military vehicles, just kept posting military documents in the game's forums. Not as acts of espionage, but to win arguments about specs. I'm incredibly happy to report then that this is shaping up to be 2023's funniest story as well. Last time we checked on these guys, it was some tank players who, despite ban after ban, just kept on sharing detailed, classified information on currently operational main battle tanks and their armaments. This week, we've seen a similar thing happen, only now it's about fighter aircraft, as massively OP report. Earlier this week, a player shared military documents related to the F-16 jet in order to win an argument. The problem is that those documents, while not designated as classified military documentation like the tank guy stuff, was still restricted material under the jurisdiction of the International Traffic in Arms regulations. Dude, debate purgatory knows no bounds, okay? Motherfuckers will leak classified information to win arguments online. I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? Raytheon asks if you play War Thunder now. We did it, War Thunder community. Friend of mine just got a job at Raytheon as a part of the security clearance. A PI has to investigate a person, call up witnesses. I was on the contact list. I get a call, ask basic questions like, would he overthrow the government or shit like that? And then, does he play War Thunder? There's no way this is real, right? I don't think this is real. War Thunder. Hey guys, look at this aircraft meme I made. Me in 2023. Playing War Thunder won't prevent you from getting a job at Raytheon. Is it real? I don't think it's real. It's on fucking Reddit. It's probably not real. I may or may not work with Raytheon. This shit is fake. Okay, but like this might be a new question. So you might not have gotten it in your potential line of work. Because like you guys know this. My brother works at Boeing. I don't think they asked him about fucking War Thunder when he got his security clearance. When you're debating on the War Thunder forums and your opponent works at the Pentagon. Okay, let's continue. So it's not classified, but it's still the kind of thing you shouldn't be posting on a video game forum. Then just days later, someone else was at it again. This time a different user posted excerpts from over a dozen weapon system manuals for the F-15E. Again, these weren't classified. Indeed, they were for systems old enough that they had been declassified. But like I said, just because something isn't classified doesn't mean you can freely post it on the internet forums. That's awesome. A California judge just ruled that all info regarding Paul Pelosi's attack, documentation, body cam footage, interviews, 911 call, etc. must be released, and Fox News is going to air it tonight. Oh, fuck yeah. Raytheon gave the statement, we only look at a person's education, employment, and criminal history when hiring. We've never looked into a person. Wait, first of all, that statement alone makes me feel like they do ask it about War Thunder, because this is not about hiring someone. This is about giving someone a security clearance. Okay? That is entirely different. And they do ask you a bunch of questions when you're getting your security clearance to specifically work on the Department of Defense's like new toys. And the security clearance that you need to get revolves not around like your employment history or your criminal background or whatever. It's literally about like whether you drink alcohol, whether you have whether you gamble, whether you've ever smoked weed, or if you've ever consumed any other kinds of drugs. Not necessarily because those drugs are illegal to consume, but because they're trying to figure out if like there's blackmailable material in your life. They ask you if your family knows if you've smoked weed and shit like that. That is the main reason why they do this. Okay? That's the main reason why they do that. Because... yeah, that wording is so stupid. This is so fucking funny if we were to talk about NATO bases with nuclear weapons that could potentially kill billions of people. I mean, I think it's still pretty funny that, like, this, for the record, what you are experiencing, what you're watching here, is one of the many different ways that the American government has mishandled nuclear weapons, including, but not limited to, straight up dumping a payload with an active nuke inside of it and then losing it, for example. So there are many such examples of the, American government mishandling nukes There are still numerous nukes out there, like on the planet right now, that we have not been able to recover. Anyway, let's continue.
Lodo shelters are vaults, WS3 weapons security storage systems. This is the system that actually contains the nuclear weapon itself.
And the users had foolishly uploaded incredibly.
The count is 6. Isn't there also like one where there's a bomb that like farmers, I saw it on TikTok recently. I don't know if it was a nuke or not, but like there was a bomb that they dropped on accident, and then the farmers didn't actually fucking the farmers just like put a fucking circle around it, and they've never touched it. What the fuck was it? God damn it. Yes, Broken Arrow. The U.S. military is missing 6 nuclear weapons. 1950, the longest missing nuclear weapon hasn't been seen in 71 years, and it will be it's unlikely it will be found anytime soon. It was lost when the crew of the United States Air Force Convair B-36 bomber was conducting a mock nuclear strike and was en route from Eielson Air Force Base, Alaska, to Carswell, AFB, Texas. When it developed engine trouble, not wanting to have to crash with a nuclear warhead, the crew was ordered to drop its 30-kiloton Mark IV Fat Man bomb into the Pacific Ocean. According to the official report, the bomb didn't contain the plutonium core necessary for a nuclear detonation, but it still contained a substantial amount of uranium. Surely. March 10th, 1956, 6 years after losing the first bomb, it only took 6 years for 2 nuclear cores to be lost when a B-47 bomber likely crashed in the Mediterranean Sea while en route from MacDill, AFB, Florida to Ben Guerir Air Base, Morocco. The aircraft had successfully completed its first aerial refueling, but it failed to make contact with the tanker for a second refueling and was reported missing. The exact weapon wasn't disclosed, but the B-47 typically carried the 3,400 kilogram Mark 15 nuclear bomb. No trace of the plane nor the cores has ever been found. February 5th, 1958, during a simulated combat mission near Savannah, Georgia. This one's a famous one because it's on U.S. soil too. Air Force B-47 bomber carrying a Mark 15 weapon collided with an F-86. After multiple attempts to land, the bomber crew was given the green light to jettison the bomb to reduce weight and also to ensure it wouldn't explode during emergency landing. The bomb, which was dropped over the Wassaw Sound near the mouth of the Savannah River, wasn't recovered. Somewhere near Goldsboro, North Carolina, a uranium core is likely buried in a field. It had been one of the cores for a pair of 24 megaton nuclear bombs that were on a B-52 that crashed shortly after takeoff. It's so sick that we just keep crashing these fucking planes, dude. Oopsie, we lost them. What is especially unsettling about this incident is that 3 of the 4 arming mechanisms on the bomb that was recovered had been activated. So it almost detonated. The second bomb's tail was discovered 20 feet below the ground in a muddy field, and when efforts to find the core failed to uncover it, the military did the next best thing. The United States Army Corps of Engineers purchased a 400-foot circular easement over the buried components to restrict digging. Hold on. I wonder if this is the one I was thinking of. Did they buy it for $1,000? No way. It is the one I'm thinking of. Here.
Hey, 42 here. Of all the peculiar places we've perused on this channel, strategic bomber was docking with a refueling plane.
Wait, I want to show you the photo.
The second was.
I want to show you what it looks like.
But things were a bit trickier when it came to the other bomb.
Oh, here it is. Here.
The whole thing never happened. As you might have guessed by now.
Yep, that's it. I've seen, dude, it's crazy. It's just like an entire area that they can't touch. There's just trees growing on it and shit, which is weird because wouldn't fucking trees that also grow into the ground, like one of the goddamn roots, like accidentally trigger the bomb or some shit? That's one thing I was thinking of. It's like, what if the trees keep growing and growing and growing and then, no? I fucked near this field in high school. All explosive elements were removed after the federal government purchased the land. Yeah, okay.
Pretty sensitive stuff to it without checking the privacy settings.
One of the first, most interesting cards that I saw was the question, how many volts are there at Volkel? And the answer was 11. Now, this is not meant to be public knowledge.
In the process of searching for stuff, he came across more and more and more and more of them.
Now, one of these sets, for example, could contain up to 70 flashcards, all of them containing questions that were answered with sensitive information.
Like at the top of the hour, what happens on the HasanAbi broadcast? A 3-minute ad break. What happens if HasanAbi is late by 14 minutes? He still runs a 3-minute ad break. How can I avoid the ads at the top of the hour, 14 minutes into the hour? By subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime, or by getting gifted a sub if you're lucky. Here's the 3-minute ad break now.
What happens when an alarm goes off? How many people show up? What kind of weapons do they carry?
I couldn't really at first believe what I was reading, but I mean, it was in black and white, and it was completely public.
You could exactly figure out how many inches can you move the barbed wire before an alarm goes off. One of the most intriguing things I found was the words that security guards can use if they are under duress. And in this case, it was banana, pancake. It was really an enormous breach of security that anyone who wants to do harm or get onto that base could really make a use of. So not only were US service members leaking this kind of data from Volkel in the Netherlands, they were also doing this from military bases in Belgium, in Germany, in Italy, and in Turkey as well.
So much stuff is hiding in plain sight. The only tool that it really took to discover this was a Google search.
Coming across these cards that contain information really showed me that there was something here going on that I had to investigate further. So we had the flashcard datasets, but we need to verify the information. A lot of these flashcard sets were made by usernames, by profiles. And sometimes a soldier was using his real name.
He found that the names were those that belonged to serving members of US personnel. In some cases, he was able to identify the division that they served in.
One of the results that I came across was a Facebook page by a US service member who had posted a picture of his entire squadron.
That was probably one of the most stunning things that we discovered in this investigation. Showed some people next to a bomb, and you know the mind races, doesn't it? Who are these people? What is the bomb? Is it live? What I found chilling was it was these individuals that were standing next to a bomb, and you know, one of them probably uploaded some of these flashcards.
It was shared on an American Facebook. You only saw American uniforms. At first, I had no reason to doubt that this was just in the United States. But then I saw a very tiny flag on a car that was standing on the left side of this picture, and it was the flag of the Netherlands. And then I thought, well, this is very interesting.
There's like one thread, and you pull at it, and then the whole tapestry kind of unravels, and then all of a sudden there's this like cascade of, you know, new relevant pieces of information that's just coming at you.
And that is where geolocation comes in. It proves that something was recorded at a certain location, and that is where the data becomes undeniable. There's only one military airbase in the Netherlands which has US nuclear weapons stored. So I immediately went to Volkel. Through another leaked map online that you could find through Google, we could see that the aircraft shelter that they're standing in front of, where they took the group picture, was hangar 532. That is a number that also appeared in our flashcard sets that we found. You could see a runway in the background, and there are some trees and a smaller concrete structure close by. And finally, there's this yellow line that goes across the floor on which this squadron is standing. Now, all of these elements can be used to pinpoint the exact hangar that they're standing in front of. Basically, using Google and Facebook, we've uncovered all of this secretive information, and we managed to connect it to each other. When we can find the data, that means anyone can basically find this data. So I'm pretty sure that this data might have already ended up in adversaries' hands. Eventually, you'll have to inform the authorities because it is a breach of security. There are certain risks involved, but we're also journalists.
So we decided to reach out to each of those defense ministries.
So the Dutch Ministry of Defense replied saying that they saw the Facebook picture and they also confirmed that it wasn't supposed to be taken, let alone published.
The US military basically reiterated that they wouldn't confirm or deny the presence of nuclear weapons. They didn't tell us not to publish. Clearly, it wasn't a good look for them.
When we published the article, it really went worldwide.
The reaction was overwhelmingly supportive in a lot of ways.
The Pentagon replied as well, saying in a press conference that they would look into this issue of using flashcard apps and the data that was leaked through them.
The Department of the Air Force is investigating the suitability of information shared via study flashcards. And I think, as you also know, it's U.S. policy not to neither confirm or deny.
I love this, dude. What a story. Look at how fucking stupid. This is why social hacking or social engineering and humans are the most... Human beings are always the biggest vulnerability in every fucking cybersecurity, every kind of security measure. It's just, we are so fucking stupid. We are so incredibly stupid. Wait, what is this? Inside Alaska's most dangerous hood?
Boeing.
Oh, we already covered this. Okay.
The presence or absence of nuclear weapons at any specific location.
But I'm sure there's information out there on nuclear secrets that we don't know about. Currently, we do live in times where the risk of nuclear war is elevated, and that makes it only more important that we know what's at stake. And that is why this investigation and laying it bare matters.
Oh, speaking of hacks, the individual responsible for the Riot Games breach has given us more information. Social engineered via an employee via SMS. Initial goal was stealing Vanguard. They pivoted through the network, was unable to get domain controller. SOC detected in approximately 36 hours. They did not deploy any malware to the network. They managed to escalate privileges by social engineering company director. They stated they would not give us more information at the time. More information will be shared in the following days. It's always the same shit. Top 5 failures of the CIA.
I'm famous musician and domestic violence enthusiast, Chris Brown. While I bear a